Okay, so I'm going to go over to the Padlet now, and Mr. Campos will go over these problems. So let me switch over here to the Padlet. Let's see if I'm there. All right, Mr. Campos, let me make sure that I approve the ones that have been posted by the students. And some of you I know are still posting, some of you are probably still working, but that's fine. Just pay attention here. You can come back to these, you can work on these later, and just follow along with what Mr. Campos is going to go over. Okay, which one are we looking at first, Mr. Campos? Go ahead, take it away. All right, let's go to number 1 right here. So, the apple, do you want to show the one of the students where? Yeah, okay. Uh, so right here, yeah. Okay. Let's look at another one. Is this one correct also? Mm-hmm. Okay. As long as they're showing their work, they're communicating their answers. They don't just have values without any kind of work. That's the part that counts. Here is kind of what we're talking about, what we want to see. Can you elaborate on this part right here? Okay, so look here. What does it say here? And what does it say here? So see, you didn't copy this. Can you tell them what happened here and how that affected this and how that affected this? And then the pies cancel. So watch your work there and don't skip little parts. Okay, let's see. One more for number 1 and then we're going to move on. What about this? No, but they just mentioned it's a negative sine curve, so that's good practice. Is the work here correct for determining the period? All right. Okay, so we have examples. Oh, there's more coming in. Thank you for those of you posting. Thank you. Yeah, show your work, how you're getting those values. If I just see an answer there and I see no work and just magically you have the right answer, or even if it's right or even if it's wrong, I'm not going to give you credit. Show me how you're getting these numbers. Okay, let's talk about number 2. This one says to graph one period. And you're going to notice that we're still doing what we did for number 1. We have to, from the function, know what the amplitude is, determine what the period is, and then now we're actually going to look at the function and graph either positive sine, positive cosine, negative cosine. So let's look at this one here. Great use of color and marker and very neat penmanship. Okay, continue, Mr. Campos. All right. Uh, that was the whole part of the problem number two, to graph it. Graph one period. Uh, Not good. That should not be the first increment. Your period is the fourth increment, the way we're learning how to graph. All right. So let's clarify this and let's see somebody else. Oh, nobody else posted this one? Okay. Are you able to share your iPad there and you're able to actually do this problem for them and help them out? Okay, go ahead. Share the screen and do this one for them. Let me approve these other ones as we're going. Okay, so that's good. See, this is what I want to clarify. This is the whole point of doing these problems and reviewing and working them out with you. And you not only seeing me do it, right, but also seeing that other students are having the same maybe problems or questions or troubles. Okay, so that's what we want to be able to get through. Okay, I'll do that one after. Let's go to number three. Sarah, I think you're gonna have the same issue here. Is this the same one? Yeah. Well, this one she has period 4 pi. Okay, go ahead. See what you're seeing here and see what you're seeing here and talk about the period and the amplitude. Yeah, let's go. Let's go back and see it. Y is equal to sine 1/2 x or 1/2 theta. Same thing. Okay. Yeah, right. That's correct. See, there's work and there's steps skipped here. Show. Yeah. Yeah. So this one, is this one correct here, Mr. Campos? And that explains how to get. So this is correct. But now, see, I can see where you guys are not taking this, how they're not taking this information and now putting it down on the graph. So, see, your period should be which increment? The first? Can you tell them about that? That should have been 4. That should have been half of 4. That should have been 2. Half of 2 should be 1. Okay, that's what's going on. All right, let's move on. Let's see if we have another one. Oh, we do. Here we go. All right, let's see what this. Oh, I gotta approve it. I gotta approve it. All right. Let's see if this is good. Talk about this one, Mr. Campos. Oh gosh, sorry. And what about the graph? How about this one? For for the curve sign, yes, it starts at 0, 0, correct, curve function. So is this correct? Everything's correct about this, Mr. Campos? Okay, can you tell me what this means? And can you tell me what it means here on this graph? See, you guys wrote it. They even wrote it right here. But when you came over here, what does this graph show that the amplitude is doing? Where should this coordinate be? Up here on 1. Up here on 1. Your increments have to be right for your y-axis and obviously also for the x-axis. I'm telling you, I catch everything. All right, Mr. Campos. Good. Let's see anybody else. Oh, here we go. This one, Diana Vasquez, looks solid. Let's see. Is everything right for this one, Mr. Campos? This number 3. And then they broke down half of 4 is 2. That's the halfway mark. Half of 2 is 1. 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. This one's correct, 100%. All right, let's talk about this last one. Now, I know we started looking at these last time, and that was the first time we saw it. I'm putting it again here on the Padlet. And what I'm talking about is I'm going to give you graphs of curves, and you will have this on the test. I'm going to give you a curve like this. Obviously, it's continuous, it's oscillating. And you, just by looking at it, you're going to have to tell me 3 things. What's the amplitude? What's the period? And what curve it is. Okay? All right, Mr. Campos, can you talk about this one? Correct. And what curve is this? What wave is this? A sine wave or a cosine wave? Okay, if it was to be a sine curve, what would be true? It would be going through 0, 0. Okay. And finally, tell them how to look at this and know what the period is. Is that one period right there? Okay, so go down. How do I know when I stop? Is that a period right there? Okay, tell them how to know when to stop and how to do this. So once it completed one cycle, it went down, under, over, up, over, and it's going to come back almost like if this was the y-axis again, it kind of comes back to this same point. up here, and it's going to continue and repeat that pattern. But we got to look at this and say, okay, at what value did it finish one cycle, one period? Well, you look down at your increment, and that tells you the period. So what's the period for this one? Pi. All right, so let's see what people put. Is this right? Correct. Oh, that's correct. All right, that was Andy. Thank you, Andy. Who's this? Ooh, Kirby. Is this correct? See? And they're doing the shading so they can see that it completed one cycle. Very good. And here it's at pi. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. And Paola. Oh, did the same thing. 5 is the amplitude, pi is the period, and it's a cosine curve. Too easy, right? This one did not show the curve, but the answers are correct. And we got some more. Oh, that's not it. That's for number 3. Oh, crayons, I like. What about this? That's good. Okay. Let's talk about if there's any questions on these. Let me approve the ones that have just come in. Some of them take a while to come in. All right, this is what you're going to see on the test and have. All right, Mr. Campos, are you there? There you are. Okay, raise your hand if there's any questions. Any questions on any of these or about anything about these 4 problems on the Padlet? Anything you're still not sure about that you don't understand? Are you sure? Okay. All right. All right, we're going to move on then.